Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Esther's Orchids. Today I'm doing my video on Miltoniopsis. It's the season for purchasing them in bloom and near bloom in New Zealand at the moment, with it just coming into our summer. So I have purchased myself some new ones, and then I thought I would give you an update on my ones that I didn't purchase in flower that I've been growing on from purchasing them last year. So this beautiful crimson one here in front of us is called Ruby Falls, Drakewill Ruby Falls. So for those of you who live in New Zealand and want to know where to purchase it, today is the 2nd of December, maybe? End of November, very close to December. Sorry, losing track of days when I'm not at work every day with troublesome ankles. So on Trade Me, this guy has them for sale right at the moment. So he is, and I wrote him down here, pottering about 2 on Trade Me. He's in Whakatane. So these ones here I paid $40 each and postage. So that has 3 beautiful flowers. I love those waterfalls on there, and I don't think I have anything that deep crimson, so I was really keen to get something like that. And it even came with its own little tag that gives you some information. Now they don't all come with these, but I got this one with it, with some information about Miltoniopsis. So from there I also got this one here. Oops. So this flower is actually opened up sideways. But it's got pink, it's got creamy colours, it's got the yellow centre and a white petals. So a very tiny little plant with 4 huge great big flowers, and this one here is still just opening up. So that's going to look very lovely. And actually that looks like it's going to open up upside down. This one here is Maui Sunset times White Summer. So, and they are a little bit more yellowy coloured than mine, so I am guessing that to make them flower, because they do actually have pseudo bulbs, that they've been put out in quite brighter light, probably more outdoor light than mine are getting, because mine are grown in my house. But that's perfectly fine. So that was Drakewill's Ruby Falls and Maui Sunset times White Summer. And they were from Pottering About on Trade Me. So if anyone's interested in purchasing those, go and have a look on Trade Me quickly. Pottering About 2 was his Trade Me name. So also again from Orchids, I have got Miltoniopsis Newton Falls. Now it's got 2 lots of buds in there, but they're not open, so we're going to have an update on that when they're open. That will probably open at the same time as this one here. This is Miltoniopsis Ananda Apple Florata. So, and that also has 2 spikes, and I think it looks like we'll get about 5 buds out of there. Oh no, 4 on that one, so 6 buds. And just 1 little pseudo bulb on there. So that's pretty much like the one that I got last year. So we'll have a look at those, because those 2 there were from Orchids. Now last year at the summer show, I got this one here. Oh, we need to move some aside. So this one here started out last year when I bought it just with that pseudo bulb there. And it had 1 spike with 3 flowers, and I think 1 spike with just 1 flower. But it was, I knew I'd purchased it as a young plant, and so far it does not have any more spikes on it. It has some drying leaves, which I would put down to, in my environment, winter I have to run the heater, otherwise I'd freeze, and it dries out the air a lot. So even though I'm keeping the base of the plant moist, continually moist, but hopefully never soaking wet because it's in fern tree fibre, I would say that it's the dry air. However, if we can see in there, she has a new growth that is moving on slowly, and this one here started quite a while ago. It's a bit hard to see in my pot. I do actually think if we look down there that is going to be plumping up into a pseudo bulb. It does seem to be forming some more thickness at the base there of that new growth, and I would say that now she has enough leaves on that new growth to be forming the pseudo bulb, and hopefully by the end of this sort of summerishy season giving me some flowers. No sign of spikes yet, so I don't know whether that bulb is going to have to produce itself more, grow a bit more before I'll get the flower, but still happy with what's happening with that. But you will definitely notice in the shot there that the ones I've had in my care are a darker green, so maybe that's an indication that mine aren't getting quite as much light as they need. So at a similar time that I bought that one, I purchased this one here. So this is from the other orchid nursery. This one here is from Tucker Orchids in Red Vale, Auckland. So if you want to get hold of them, they have their own website. Sorry, Ninox in Whangarei have a page on Facebook. So you go on Facebook. Now you need your computer because it doesn't work on all of the mobile phones. It doesn't give you all the options on the page. So I had to go on my computer to order from them. However, Tuckers have their own website. So if you look them up, you can find them on the internet, and you can choose from a huge variety of plants that they have. So this little one is also a youngish plant. Where's the best light? There we go. So that little one at the front is a pseudo bulb, and I would say that this was still quite a young plant when I purchased it. It had 2 new growths, of which I've had to make sure I take the sheaths off because we're starting to get a little bit of yucky stuff there. So 2 growths from that tiny little pseudo bulb behind, but nothing that's actually forming a bulb yet. So, but like the growth has come on this year, the greenery has definitely progressed from when I purchased it, so that's a good sign. So maybe by the end of the season I get flowers. Really looking forward to that because I've only seen a photo of this one. So that's Miltoniopsis Red Knight times Red Bull, and it was quite similar to this one. It was a big red flower. But it may have more white on it. I think it had white frilly edges from memory of the photograph, so really looking forward to that one. At the same time, from Tucker's Orchid, I purchased this one, whoops, in a tray of water, and it just seemed to stall. It got repotted and it really didn't do very much at all. It always had this pseudo bulb here, and it just seemed to sit and stagnate. But then it grew this big leaf here that looks strangely bit mottled. I'm not quite sure why, but it doesn't look unhealthy in any other way, and the plant is progressing. So that has now from there finally produced a bulb, which is excellent. Now this new growth down the bottom was always here, but I think just recently it's actually started growing again. It's I'll show you its name tag. So it is that there, Odontonio Papageno Mia Moore. I tried looking it up on the internet and I really couldn't find a lot of information out there. So if any of my viewers know more about this plant and would like to leave me comments on its care or its tips on its health, that would be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. But what I have done with it more recently is making sure that it's getting plenty of water and giving it a chance to soak up fertilised water from the bottom, trying to keep the moss damp. But I've actually stuck it right beside my humidifier, and it's been getting like mist through the leaves for a few hours of the day. And even though we've got really high-ish temperatures, like we're 25, 26 degrees, and in my conservatory it can go up to 33, 34, even with the big fan going in the humidifier. But I think that it has loved the extra moisture in the air. I have to be super careful because I have noticed about 5 or 6 p.m. in the evening, when the sun is finally hitting my conservatory, that my humidity can get down to as low as 20%. So, and that's even with the humidifier that I have, the biggest one I could find, going at a high rate of water dispensing, so on the 3rd level of water dispensing. So it can end up making my floor damp. But it isn't spreading it around the conservatory very much, even with the fan going on it. So, but I've definitely found since I've put that right near the humidifier that this one is starting to enjoy the conditions and starting to grow a lot more. So orchids take time. So I shall carry on with this one. Anyway, this video is getting kind of long. Hope it's not boring. This is beside the other 4 that I purchased that have 3 have finished their flowering. One's been repotted. I'll repot the others into this fern tree fibre as soon as they're finished their flowering. But yeah. Miltoniopsis. Oh, now that was what I was going to tell you. For my fertilizer on these ones, apparently they like low nitrogen, so this is what I'm using. It's a 786 mixture that will keep the nitrogen low. Now my rule with these are water in the morning, although my house is warm all winter long anyway with the heater, and to do approximately half a cup once a week. So on my day off, on my Friday morning when I'm not at work, I get up, I do these ones, give them a water, flush it through a couple of times into the saucer. If there's anything left after that, I chuck it out, and then they get to dry all the rest of the week. My exception to that would be this one here, where I am putting in water pretty much a day or 2 after the saucer has dried. I'm making sure I top the saucer up for a while, let it have a bit of a soak up. As you can see, there is a bit of water in the bottom there, but there was a lot more. Soon I'll be throwing that amount out, and it can sit for another day or 2, and then I'll let it soak up more water. But I mean, it's also getting a lot of moisture on the leaves with the humidifier sitting right next to it and the droplets coming over. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to my new subscribers, and that was Miltoniopsis and a little bit about how I'm caring for them. I am going to have to be super careful in summer because they're kind of, well, they say they're cool growers. Where did that little green piece of paper go? Because it had some really good instructions, but it actually says they don't like hot and they don't like cold. So for temperature, if I can get my phone to focus, it says they thrive indoors. Their temperatures are neither very hot nor very cold. Minimum of 10 degrees, maximum of 26 degrees. Shady, airy and humid conditions. So that would probably be why my leaves are browning off on the one I've had longer. Water regularly, but only when potting mix is almost dried. Usually 2 to 3 times a week in summer and once a week in winter. Fertilise once a fortnight, repot every 2 years using fine bark in a small pot, and plant will continue to flower. Affectionately known as the pansy orchid. So Alrighty, thank you very much. Give my video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Give me the thumbs down if you didn't. If anyone would like to leave me some information on this one here, if they've grown it or know what conditions that it likes the most, because I could not find a lot of information, please leave it in a comment below. Thanks very much everybody. You have a great day. Bye.